We're so honored and so gratified that our city is going to pause in a couple of weeks to remember a really important anniversary. It was 50 years ago, almost 50 years ago, that the nuclear ship Savannah sailed up the Savannah River for the first time. Some of you might remember that. With a lot of people in Savannah. It was a big deal. And it shows us that...
No, I do.
You remember that?
I remember that.
This is a picture from the Georgia Historical Society archives of that big day when thousands of people lined the riverfront in August of 1962. And the newspaper, the newsprint was carried in aboard the ship. So it was nuclear newspaper. And they did a nuclear edition. You can see the atomic headline on the top there. What this shows us, though, is that Savannah is not new to the business of innovation in maritime solutions for the ocean. We've been doing it since day one. You know, since the steamship Savannah sailed up the river in 1819, and that's why the nuclear ship Savannah had the name. So a group of us got together because we wanted to make sure that this anniversary did not pass us by. So the Ocean Exchange, the Ships of the Sea Maritime Museum have partnered with Georgia Historical Society, and we want to invite each of you to join us at an unveiling of a historical marker. This will be over on Hutchinson Island at the Trade Center, and we're going to do it 50 years to the day on the actual day of the week. It's going to be Wednesday, August 22nd at 5 o'clock. The Deputy Director of the National Maritime Administration, which still owns the ship, will be here to be our featured speaker. We'll have the Sea Cadets from the Navy League to do a color guard. We'll have a Coast Guard chaplain to offer our invocation. So it's truly a community effort to do this, 5 o'clock on Wednesday, August 22nd. It'll be a very brief ceremony, and afterwards we will have a reception that's funded by the Propeller Club, and we may even have atomic cocktails. And you can see, I know you're going to hear about this in a minute, but the original bar menu on the ship, right beneath the wine rack was the periodic table, and each wine was a different element, and they had green atomic cocktails. So we want to be accurate. But we're deeply gratified, and I know that this means a lot to our city, and I appreciate your recognizing us. And if any of you would like to see these, I'll leave them up and come and take them after the meeting. And we'll be making these images available to the media, too.
Okay. Questions? Yes.
Michael, quick question.
Yes,
so where's the ship now?
The ship is in Baltimore at Pier 13. You know, we had it for a few years. We did not make a museum out of it. Charleston had it and did not do anything. Then it went to Patriots Point, and it actually was the nucleus, to borrow an atomic phrase, of the legislation that enabled Patriots Point Maritime Museum in South Carolina. But it was the Savannah, and it didn't belong in Charleston, right? So they got their aircraft carrier. They kind of put her on the back burner. Hurricane Hugo came, caused some real problems for the ship. They gave her back to the government, who still had the title, and she went into a mothball fleet where she developed asbestos rusticles and all kinds of interesting problems until the Maritime Administration pulled her out of mothballs, dry docked her, scraped all the barnacles off the hull, and a gentleman named Erhard Kohler, who is both the Atomic Energy Commission license holder for the reactor on the ship, which is not active and is safe, but still is there, and the maritime person for the ship, has single-handedly controlled the renovation of the ship, so it's ready to be a museum again.
So is it permanent dock there?
No, it's looking for a new home.
Savannah is still available. We're still here.
I'll give them your number.
All right.
Now, I should point out, if you want to see what the ship looks like, you can also go to the Ships of the Sea Museum, and they have a marvelous model there. Okay. But I know that some of the other folks here have things they want to tell you about the ship, too.
Okay.
Thank you. Who's going to tell us?
Luciana.
Please give us your name and who you represent.
Well, I represent the City of Savannah Library and Archives. I'm Luciana Spraker. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council members. You may have noticed we have some new additions to the Council chamber today. We've installed exhibit cases on either side of your semicircle, and I'm really pleased to present on this side we have the first of a series of exhibits, and it's on the nuclear ship Savannah's 50th anniversary. Exhibit cases and the exhibits that we will showcase in them are going to be part of our continuing efforts to share the city's history and showcase the city's historical collections to our citizens and guests. So I'm really excited that this is our first exhibit. I wanted to mention some of the things in the cases when you get a chance to go over there and look at them. We were really fortunate to be able to partner with several local historical organizations who loaned us items. The Georgia Historical Society, Ships of the Sea Maritime Museum, Coastal Heritage Society, Savannah Morning News, and the U.S. Maritime Administration in Baltimore actually shipped down quite a large number of items, including china, silver, and uniform pieces for us to display. This exhibit, the NS Savannah exhibit here and in the Rotunda, will be on display through the end of the year. And then after that, we will have a series of rotating exhibits. In the coming weeks, you'll see a new exhibit on the Southern cases that's going to highlight our artifact collections from the Savannah Pharmacy building, which I think will be very exciting for people to see. And I also am really excited to announce that we are starting a new tour series for City Hall called First Tuesday Tours. We're going to start with the first Tuesday in September, which is the 4th. And at 12 noon on those days, we are going to offer public tours to the general public and citizens and visitors who want to come in to view our exhibits, learn more about the history of our city government while they get to enjoy the beautiful art and architecture of our historic City Hall building. So we encourage the public to come in on council days early, view our exhibits, and then stay for council, but also to come in for these First Tuesday tours. And in case you get busy and you wander into City Hall in a rush, you don't notice things in the Rotunda, the third leg of our efforts to really get the people more interested in City Hall and make City Hall more accessible to our public is the Art in the Rotunda exhibit. It rotates every 6 months. Currently, we have some photographs of Bonaventure Cemetery that were done by the artist Joanne Minkovitz. And in January, we'll rotate that out, and we're going to have the city's winners of the National Arts Program on display. So those are 3 ways that we are trying to further bring City Hall to the people, and we're really excited that the nuclear ship Savannah is our first exhibit.
Thank you so much.
Just one thing that I forgot to add, there's a website, ns-savannah.com, ns-savannah.com, and I've posted clips of the ship's original visit to Savannah on the website. In addition, if anybody wants to email me there are pictures of themselves when they were a lot younger. I'll be glad to post those on the website too, and I will be guest hosting Bill Edwards' radio show the day before this event, and I'm hoping folks will call in. And that's on News Radio 1290 WTKS. So again, it's ns-savannah.com. And Mr. Kohler, the mayor administrator for the ship, will be at our event on August 22nd. So if you want to talk to him, I'm very certain that we could put together an opportunity for anyone from council who wants to go and see the ship and step back into the 1960s.
Thank you.
Bring it back.
Mr. Howard Morrison,
do not
please.
know me, I'm Howard Morrison, and I just wanted to say thank you to the mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and council members for your role in helping us to recognize this 50th anniversary. Historic markers have been something near and dear to my heart. Court Atkinson and I organized last year a marker out at Fort Pulaski for the Cockspur Island Lighthouse. This year, obviously, the nuclear ship Savannah, and I'm already working next year on a marker and hopefully a ship model for the James Oglethorpe, which was the first Liberty ship built in Savannah and was sunk on St. Patrick's Day, 1943. So next year will be the 70th anniversary of her demise during the turning point of the Second World War. So my interest is trying to, again, connect Savannians and people that come visit our city with our history, both our maritime history and our history of innovation. And I'd just like to thank you again, but also thank all of the partners that have made this possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would like to introduce yourselves, please.
I'm Christy Crisp with the Georgia Historical Society, and we are always, of course, grateful to City Council for supporting the Historical Marker Project and program in general, and also very happy to have this as part of that program.
Thank you.
My name is Tony Pizzo. I'm the director of the Ships of the Sea Museum, and along with everyone else, I'd like to thank the city, the archives, Savannah Ocean Exchange and the Georgia Historical Society for partnering in this. And I'd like to remind everyone that we're the place with the model of the Savannah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Fort Atkinson with Savannah Ocean Exchange. We are all about celebrating the innovation and the solutions that have been created that have transformed how business is done and how people live today, and those types of solutions that have started here historically, such as this one, and also bringing solution creators from around the world to Savannah and celebrating.
Thank you. And let me say before we leave the podium, thank you for that wonderful presentation to City Council this morning. It really shows that Savannah is really going to be on the map as you continue to promote the ocean. What is the
Ocean Exchange.
Ocean Exchange. And I'm going to get you to...
No, I want to comment on your
Yes.
I'm very grateful that presentation was made during our workshop, which is televised, so all of Savannah will be educated about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Alec Charland with Savannah Ocean Exchange. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Madam Osborne, you have a resolution.
Yes. The City of Savannah, Georgia, Proclamation. Whereas on December 8, 1953, former President Dwight David Eisenhower delivered to the United Nations General Assembly, New York City, his, quote, Atoms for Peace, unquote, speech, to promote peaceful application of nuclear energy. And whereas a key component of this initiative was the authorization of the construction of the nuclear ship NS Savannah. And whereas with the wave of an atomic wand, the keel was laid by Patricia Nixon, wife of the Vice President, on Maritime Day, May 22nd, 1958. And whereas on July 21st, 1959, 14 months after the keel laying ceremony, Mrs. Dwight D. Eisenhower christened the world's first nuclear merchant ship. And whereas on Wednesday, August 22nd, the NS Savannah arrived on her maiden voyage to her namesake city of Savannah. And whereas the steamship SS Savannah was the first steam-powered ship to cross the Atlantic Ocean, and whereas the NS Savannah represents the continuation of the Savannah tradition of creating and promoting innovative solutions to maritime propulsion, and whereas the Savannah Ocean Exchange has planned and organized the construction and dedication of a historic marker to commemorate the 50th anniversary of this first visit. And whereas the City of Savannah desires to recognize, memorialize, and pay tribute to these events, and whereas with great appreciation, the City of Savannah recognizes the significant contributions of the community partners that have made this marker and dedication possible, including Savannah Ocean Exchange, the Georgia Historical Society, the Chatham County Commission, the Georgia International Maritime Trade Center Authority, the Propeller Club of Savannah, Cosmos Marina Production, the Coastal Heritage Society, Mick McKay Graphic Design, and Alpha Graphics. Now, therefore I, Edna Branch Jackson, Mayor of the City of Savannah, do hereby proclaim August 22nd, 2012 as NS Savannah 50th Anniversary Day in Savannah, Georgia. And witness thereof, I have unto her set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Savannah, Georgia to be affixed this 9th day of August 2012. Attested by Diane Reese, Clerk of Council, signed by our Mayor, Edna Branch Jackson.
Thank you. Thank you all for all of you are doing to showcase our city. And I can tell you in 1962, I just graduated from high school and I was getting ready to enter Savannah State College.
We'll see if we can find an atomic wand.
Madam Mayor, may I have privilege of one more comment?
Yes.
One of our colleagues up here made the comment, they were very relieved to hear that that atom was not still active.
It's sealed up.
Thank you so much.
It makes a difference.
Thank you.
Would you guys like to look at this after the meeting? Shall I leave it for you to get close-up looks?
But it's covering up our audience.
I'm going to move it over to the corner.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bring us the ship.
Oh, is that